Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Support for the community programming provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday where you are. It is December 30th. Who can believe it? 2025. And as I sit here on this glorious day, way before December 30th. All right, look, I lied. It's not December 30th where I am. It's December 30th where you are. This is Bob Plaza. This is the Westfield on Weekend Show. And wow, it's Tuesday. And I am here with Peter Coles somewhere in the center square, or he's not in the
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. It's been one of those days.
Oh, yeah. It's been one of those lifetimes. It's been one of those years. It's been one of those months. It's been one of those weeks. We can all say that one way or another, I suppose. Yeah. How often do you say that a year, Peter, do you think?
What? It's been one of those days?
Days, yeah.
Oh, all
Does
the
it?
time.
All the time. Okay.
It's been a busy day around here.
Yeah,
So we came in and we had a power outage at some point this weekend.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
that messes up our multi-monitor, and now I can't get that working. So there's that. And then there's the problem of the machine was doing Windows updates, which also included a BIOS update. So that was right before the first live show in the
And
morning.
what does that mean, BIOS update?
Means it updated like the chip that runs the motherboard. And so then I'm also training.
Everybody hates a motherboard.
I'm also training a student on the fly because Brady and I have to go up to the National Guard base to interview with our host for the Barnes Flyover, the new wing commander.
Oh, of course, yes.
Colonel Glass.
Yeah.
So I had to leave at 8:30. So I'm training somebody while I have the whole cabinet in here. It's a whole mess, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I got Jake going, and then I headed up to work with Brady because he was already starting to set up.
Right.
Did the interview with Colonel Glass, shot back down here. James was here pretty much when I hit the ground.
My spouse was here. Oh my
to
God.
record his podcast.
Yeah.
So we got through that, and we're still trying to troubleshoot and find the converter box somewhere deep in the cables behind the monitors in here.
Oh, gosh.
That converts from SDI, which is Serial Digital Interface, to
SDI.
to HDMI.
Okay, gotcha.
Which plugs into the monitor.
Right.
I don't know where that is. It's buried in the cables down there somewhere.
Oh,
and that's what's dead.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so during the show, you might see people walk across the monitor in front of me?
No, we're gonna leave that at bay for now, but
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been one of those days.
Well, and as we approach the new year, which is for you guys where you are, whether it's Agawam, Southwick, Westfield, West Springfield, where else are we in the world on YouTube?
Yep.
So
You're everywhere, Bob.
I am everywhere. Yeah. It seems sometimes in Christmas time, Decemberfest, I am everywhere, and I sometimes can't be everywhere, and I'm trying to sort of calm that sense of me that I have to be everywhere at once or something. But and I'm trying not to say the words at any You know it.
Well, Bob, but you have a signature. It's one of your signature words. So
Yeah, I hate it. I want to come up with a new phrase that you're going to say. Bob says that all the time. All right.
you want a new signature catchphrase
I want a new
at your
signature.
age. Are you sure?
Maybe we change the name of the program to "At Any Rate." Wow.
No, because
at
then
any rate.
then it would be
Wow.
more like Michael Buster McMahon's show. I have no idea why he calls it "That'll Learn You."
Oh, I know it. It's awful grammar. It's
not even good. Yeah, it's not even good grammar, right.
It's terrible grammar. It's terrible grammar. Hey, so we're going to have a great show today because we've got 3 folks all on Zoom, and they're all coming in. It's like old folks gather with a youngin', and the youngin' is old. Now, let me explain. You got Jay Bowes from Oxford, Massachusetts, who is about to turn 80 in January. And Jay, my friend Jim Nagel from Chicago, who is now 80. I think he was 80 before I was 80. And then I became 80. And then we have the old 65-year-old or whatever the heck he is. Oh, there he is. George. Oh, my God. We've got, okay, do I switch over to this? Now I go over here? Yeah, I guess I do. There we are. Oh, God, you got Jay Bowes
When
up
your
in
final
the town.
guest comes in, I'll kind of figure out how to do the boxes then. So.
Oh, okay. All righty. Look at the below. George Delisle, how old are you, my friend?
I am 74.
Oh, just a youngin'. Jay Bowes,
Yeah, right.
you're 80. This is attorney Jay Bowes. Yes. Wait a minute. You're also muted, which is not a very good thing in this day and age.
Good thing.
Don't
All right.
ever
How
be
about
muted in this day and age, Jay. We need your voice. We need all of our voices.
I'm back now.
Oh, okay. All right. Now keep your head right like where it is for the entire program, and we'll be fine.
Don't move.
Now, look who is the biggest head here. I think it's.
Who's the biggest what?
I think I have the biggest head here. Only it's on a small. It's in. Never mind. That's a big.
Get close to the camera.
Yeah. True. That's true. All right. George Delisle is a retired journalist, Jay Bowes, who has a podcast called The Old Liberal. What's the old cranky liberal?
No podcast. No podcast.
What is it?
Substack column.
Oh, you're a
Called
Substack.
the Substack, the old white liberal.
The old white liberal. Okay. And
Not that old.
yeah, Jay, what
Yeah,
do
but
you
I'm really white.
Well, you are the old white what?
Aren't we all? Oh,
What are you, the old white what? Jay, old white what? Fill in
Me?
the word. Yes.
old and white whale.
The old white whale.
Yeah.
Moby Dick wasn't an old white whale, was he? Was Moby Dick white? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's kind of the whole point of the great white whale.
The
Yeah.
great white whale. Well, you've got the old white whale here, and then we're waiting for Chicago to come in, of course, and we don't know when he will be here. But
You confused him with your time.
I did. I thought I made it very
confused
clear that
with
there
your
was
time.
12:30 and
No.
Eastern Standard and Central Time. When I don't know. When you're in a different time zone,
You
I'm
don't
in a.
even know.
Huh? I know I don't.
You're on a different planet.
I am. I'm in a different time zone, and to prove it, we are all here way ahead of time because I got in here late, and consequently, we started late. So you're on for a little longer than I expected both of you to be on because Peter and I were supposed to, schmooze for a half hour, but we didn't get a chance to because I was running around and taking care of this and that. And Peter,
Bob was late, and then we both realized he sent me last week's script again.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have the right music, so we had to get that coordinated. It was a little bit, more. That's how my day's been going.
yeah.
It's my whole day's been going like that.
Okay, so Jay Bowes in Oxford, Massachusetts. Do you ever say I would say that you don't say this much. I've been having one of those days. Do you have any of those days?
Nah.
Nah, I see. I knew it.
Why would I?
Yeah. Oh, good. This is good.
You just power through it.
You just power through it.
Just power through it.
Well, you're retired. That's the reason why you can power. No, you're semi-retired.
Go screw yourself.
I
What about
agree
you?
with Jay. I agree with Jay. That's why I'm powering through it too. So
Oh, are you power through it? Yes, exactly.
We're on the air and recording. We're just a little late.
Oh, that's true. George,
That's
<laughs>
typical.
yeah, you have so many balls in the air that George Delisle is also like the grand poobah of Kiwanis International or whatever, right?
No,
Really?
no. I used, as they say, I used to be important.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I used to
We've
be.
outlived
I
our
used to be.
usefulness.
Yeah, really. I used to be on the Kiwanis International board, but that was a while ago. I'm confining my Kiwanis activities to at least right for the moment, right here to Western Massachusetts.
Right. And Jay, have you ever been a Kiwanian?
No, I was a lion.
Oh, a lion.
Okay.
What do you think of lions, George?
I think they're a fine organization
Oh,
that do
good.
a lot of great work for a lot of people. They're terrific folks.
Oh, and what's their difference
I'll
between?
second that about Kiwanians.
Oh, well, there.
bless you.
Whatever.
This is. We got two three white men going, yay to the Kiwanians. We have to bring in the Rotarians. What are some of the other lodges?
Oh, there's Civitan,
Rotary,
there's
the Moose.
Exchange Club. Yeah, there's tons of them.
Are there?
Lots of service clubs.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
What was the one
The
that?
biggest one is Lions. Lions is
Lions
huge.
is the
They're-
biggest?
Yes, by far.
Oh,
Last time I looked, they had like 1.1 million members worldwide. It's a very big organization.
uh-huh. Were you heavily involved with the Lions, or you were one of those Lions that attends the weekly meetings and goes, thank you for doing all your good work, Jay?
Yes.
We-
yes.
That's what.
For a period of time, I was. For about 10 years.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. I am a Kiwanian.
My sound is screwed up, Robert.
Your sound
So
is screwed
I
up.
don't know if you can help me or not.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get Peter to help you maybe, and why don't we take a break? And so today's songs they're all kind of like, I try to pick songs that were about where we are in the world in a new year, and what folks kind of think about that. And I would say that these are some interesting characters who sing these songs. Ben Rector is an incredible, if you got to look him up online, he's BenRector. He has many songs out there, but they're really wonderful songs. And this one he wrote for this year, and it's called The Best Is Yet to Come. And I kind of like the sentiment. Peter, we're going to cut it off at 3:37, all right? And so this is Ben Rector, The Best Is Yet to Come. We'll take care of the sound from Oxford, Massachusetts, and I will get a bandage for my bleeding finger, which seems to bleed every time. It's like the stigmata. I have a stigmata that comes every time I'm on the show. I sort of bleed. I don't know if that's a metaphor.
One more step towards sainthood, Bob.
One more step.
It's been the kind of year I'd be fine if I forgot you. But I'll never forget it as long as I live, and that's saying a lot. The wildest menagerie of unfortunate, crazy things, and now it's all over. So raise up your glasses to brand new beginnings, and leave in the past all the things that are ending. 'Cause tomorrow will bring us a new morning sun. My friends, I believe that the best is yet to come. So I guess now there's proof that all good things must come to an end. Yeah. And I couldn't tell you what comes next, but I do know that we'll never ever be standing here again. So here's to the memories, I'll forever keep them here with me. And I can't believe that it's over. So raise up your glass, here's to brand new beginnings, and leave in the past all the things that are ending. 'Cause tomorrow will bring us a new morning sun. My friends, I believe that the best is yet to come. Every ending is a new beginning, is a new beginning, a new beginning. So raise up your glass, here's to brand new beginnings, and don't shed a tear for the things that are ending. 'Cause tomorrow will bring us a new morning sun. My friends, I believe that the best, and love, I believe that the best, and love, I believe that the best is yet to come.
Support for community programming provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. Visit bettsplumbing.com or 14 Coleman Avenue, Westfield. Public welcome.
Join me, Tina Gorman, each week from 6 to 8 a.m. for Wake Up Wednesday, when my guests and I discuss health, wellness, and lifestyle reimagined.
Community Radio.
107.5 FM WSFD. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Wow, it is 2 days before New Year's Eve. Okay, is that right? Yeah. No, 1 day before New Year's Eve.
Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve.
No. CJ.
Oh, it's New Year's Eve.
That's
I'm
right.
I'm so confused.
Yeah.
These time shifts are debilitating.
George, over here. Yeah. We've got now a half of you. There's a half of a face. Okay, there we go. If you're there he is.
Oh, look at that.
Look, the four of us. Hey, Jim. Welcome, Jim Nagel.
Four.
Welcome from Chicago.
Thank you.
Thank you. We are taping, actually. We are in the midst. We just said goodnight to the Hanukkah. I went to the Hanukkah service last night, okay? And we are in the midst of getting ready in a couple of days for Christmas. But this show that we're taping right here, folks, is for the new year. So we're actually taping way ahead. And so when we screw up where we are, or you look at the weather outside here, you're going to say, where were they? And where are they in this whole thing? Okay, that's the explanation. Now, so I say I know I had how was your Christmas, Jay? How was your
Christmas?
Yeah, how was it? Remember, this is
it's tough to figure it out because I don't know yet.
He's in the past, you see. He is in the past.
I know it's supposed to be in the past, but I can't imagine it because I don't.
Where were you on Christmas Day? Look at where were you on Christmas Day?
I was at home.
With your family?
I was at home.
Okay, got
Yes.
He doesn't want to lie. He does. That's the problem. He doesn't want to lie. Let's see how good lying Jim
You know, now
Nagel
that-
is.
now that we're-
My wife will just bury my yard in the backyard.
Uh-huh. Gotcha.
Bob, now that we're in the future, could you go check the lottery numbers? And,
The
That would
big
be-
one.
that would be helpful.
All right, yeah. Hey, let me introduce Jim Nagel to George Delisle as our guest. George is and one of my great friends here. We go on trips together. We talk to one another often. He played Scrooge and my Dickens A Christmas Carol that we did for years all over the place here in our town. And he is on Substack, Jim, as the old white liberal. And you'd be very interested. How many, what do you call it? Texts do you do? What do you call those things that you? How many?
I try to write 3 columns a week.
Three columns a week. Wow.
3 columns a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Occasionally I get like really lazy, like I did this weekend. Between grandchildren and events and things, I just did not have a chance to write a column for. I didn't do a Monday column.
Okay. Are you doing?
But I will be.
Yeah. Are you?
I'll be back on Wednesday, and I'll probably take care of a couple of columns because there are some holidays in between here. So I'll
got it.
do a little extra duty.
Yeah. Jim, have you ever read The Old White Liberal? And yeah.
I have not.
No.
But I will look into it.
Yes, please. I think you're both right up each other's alley, if I can, what is that, mixed metaphors? I don't know what that is. At any rate, but I thought that George would be a great one to have on the program because we're going to discuss a book that I've been reading. I actually finished 2 books this since you last saw me, and I finished the old Dan Brown or the new Dan Brown book, which is The Secret of Secrets. And I also finished John Fugelsang, the comedian, actor, and really great guy all around, performer. And his book is called The Separation of Church and Hate. So I thought, wow, we've all read this book. George, did you have a chance to take a look at it?
I have not gotten very deep into it. I must confess, because I only got my copy about 2 days ago.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well,
I only got Mr. Fugelsang.
Yes, go ahead.
Book today.
No,
I
you're
got it today,
kidding.
The book. No. Why would I kid you? You are one of my favorite people.
Okay.
No, I need to claim patience, please. Patience.
In the new year, you need patience. Jim and I then have read this book, and we can actually attest to some things in it. And I thought we'd talk about that. But before we do it, I wanted to do a little commercial for Westfield End Weekends. Westfield End Weekends is in the midst of our Christmas vacation that goes through New Year's. And so if you go down there, you're probably not going to be there. However, on New Year's Day and that weekend, we are going to be open to show you our Winter Wonderland show, which goes basically through January. And we have some incredible art and wonderful, wonderful scene. It's a scene of winter, but it's bleak winter. We decided to use trees rather than fir trees in our display. And so the Raw Center is filled with these trees that I found lying around and Jim Johnson Corwin found lying around that are bleak. Okay, so it's a very stark look, but it's a really nice. Have you seen it, George? Have you got to go down and see the Wow Center at Christmas?
I haven't been in.
Oh, there we go.
I have not been in, I confess.
Where have we all been this year? At any rate, it's worth a trip, Jay, and Jim. It's worth a plane ride.
Artsy-fartsy.
Huh?
It sounds artsy.
Yeah, it is arty, and you'd love it. You'd love it, and you might be able to even buy a wonderful present for someone who loves art in your region. Okay? And
It's a stick.
it's a step. No, there's art next to sticks. There's art, and they're full trees. We took full trees. And in fact,
You stole someone's tree?
yes, we did. To tell you the truth, I was driving along and I saw at the side of the road, actually this happened, and a tree that I liked, that was a branch that had fallen, and I picked it up, put it in the car. And then somebody delivered me, it was a Christmas miracle. 2 trees were on my that were not from my own tree, and they were lined up like somebody was giving me trees that we needed. So I brought them down. They're now up there, and they make the center look so incredible and different. So at any rate, Westfield on Westfield on weekend is open, and you come down and see those straight through the year, and you can see this exhibit until January, and there are other events happening. Of course, go to westfieldonweekends.com for all the information. Now, today's is an interesting day because today is the, believe it or not, let me read this thing. It's called the Festival of Enormous Changes at the Last Minute. Today is December 30th, and it's the Festival Enormous Changes at the Last Minute. Now, you say, well, what the heck does that mean? Well, what it means is that today is a day that is a turning point that can catch us off guard and shift our path completely. It honors the moment when people finally say, enough is enough, and take action. Really kind of interesting. Whether it's a decision that's been brewing quietly or something sparked in an instant, the focus is on bold steps that change everything. Sometimes life demands a shakeup, and this day gives us space for that bravery to shine through. Now, believe it or not, this day was invented because of the book of the Festival of Changes at the Last Minute traces its root to the 1970s, Jim. And you'd be interested. It was inspired by Grace Paley's 1974 short story collection. Do you know Grace Paley?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Excellent story writer.
Excellent. And this was her book, Changes at the Last Minute. And her story spoke about ordinary people facing sudden life-altering moments. With honesty and depth, she showed how small shifts could lead to big transformations. And the idea of turning her book into a symbolic day didn't come from a major organization. Instead, it grew among the fans of Paley's work, writers, artists, and everyday people. They began honoring the date informally, using it to reflect on their lives and make bold, last-minute decisions. It became a time to break habits, speak truths, or start fresh. What started as a quiet nod to a writer's legacy has evolved into something bigger. And it serves as a reminder that real change doesn't always come with warning. Interesting, huh? Have you ever made a change at the last minute that made the difference? I'll ask all 3 of you that. Is there some change that comes to mind at the last minute that made the difference? I think of all those changes when I'm driving, and I almost get hit. And swerving this way rather than that way, it happens all the time. And it almost makes me think as if somebody up there, the God, is actually taking care of me. All right, those changes when we, instead of stepping back, sort of say, wait a minute, I should do this I should go there rather than here. Anything coming to mind for you 3 at all? George?
It sounds like Festivus.
Festivus. Well, that was, Festivus was last week. No, if you really think about it, you must have made a change.
My question is, how many more copies of the book did she sell?
Oh, well, she was dead after she died.
I remember hearing the writer, but I don't remember.
Yeah, Grace Paley probably is dead, if I'm not mistaken. She made a last-minute change and stepped off the curb and was hit by a bus.
Okay.
So I don't know why she died. Jim, when did she live? Is she no longer alive? I don't think she is.
I think she is.
She's
In the
gone, but
way
not
beyond,
forgotten. Yeah,
right. That's the nice thing about writers who leave a legacy.
yeah. But
Grace Paley, according to Google, passed away in 2007.
2007, so that's almost 20 years ago. So this has been around for a long while. So maybe it was her publisher that started this whole thing. But it's a kind of a nice thing. It sort of speaks to what we do at New Year's, making resolutions and all that sort of stuff, but making changes, but making abrupt changes to our lives. You know, have you ever said no suddenly at the spur of the moment and that led to something good or a change in your life? You know, I want you all to think about this.
I've said no a lot, but I'm not sure if it changed my life. I guess maybe this goes back a long way, but when I was teaching at Danville Junior College
Right,
here in Illinois,
right.
in central Illinois, I was in the English department and I was chairperson for a while. And I was making out the annual schedule or the next semester schedule. And I had it all worked out perfectly. And I brought it over to the dean and he said, cut one more faculty member. I said, what?
Oh,
Cut a whole faculty member out of? Yeah, he says, we can hire part-timers for, cheaper. So I went back to my office. I was fuming because I knew who the person was. It's a small department. I knew who the
Sure.
junior staff person was who was going to get the axe
yeah.
if this went through. So I said, I quit.
Oh, my God. You quit the job?
I quit the chairperson's job. Yeah.
Oh, quit the
I
chairperson's job.
still on the faculty, but yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
I refused to do it.
Uh-huh. Did it make a difference in your life?
Well, maybe a little. I mean, I had a long-running feud with the dean, so it was nice to be able to put my foot down.
Yeah.
And the person who finally got cut was very grateful to me for trying.
So, yes. And did she or he send you a package of thanks or a cookie or chocolates or something?
Just
No,
a
wine?
hug, a hug, as I recall. It
A
wasn't
hug.
cheap.
Well, a hug is as good as anything, isn't it?
Yeah. And in a year or two later, she got back on full time. So the harm done was only a few years worth of her career.
Yeah. Did that knowledge that the school was that way, did that build your knowledge to lead to a decision to maybe take another step later on?
Yeah, we formed a union.
Oh, listen to this. This is the perfect example of enormous
The
changes.
union existed, but it was another accelerant to get more people involved.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't until a few years later that we got bargaining rights, but we finally did. And
Right.
unfortunately, that dean was already gone at the time. I would have liked to have faced him across the table, but it was a different guy.
I hear you.
But at least, yeah, we and then the right after we organized, the faculty, the support staff organized, and they got a contract as well. So
Interesting.
and that has provisions for retrenchment and things like that.
Uh-huh. So if you really look at it, if you trace the aegis or if you trace it, you find out that indeed you're saying no at one point. It's actually, it gets it into your psyche. When you suddenly say no to something, it gets it into your psyche. When you say it out loud, it gets it into your psyche, I think. And I think that's where we are in America that, and before I say anything controversial here, I want everyone to know that all of our opinions are our opinions, not the opinions of the station or anybody but ourselves. But, and I don't want to pussytize, but I want to say this is who I am. You listen to who we are and then make your own decisions. Make your own enormous changes at the last minute. Maybe the change is I'm turning him off. This is it. I've had it. it's sort of like that happens all the time, I think, on television when you suddenly say, no, I don't want it. George, in your life, you've said no several times, or something that led.
I've said no to a few things, but I'll tell you what, I think the most impactful change that that I personally made was when I realized that I was going to marry my brand new secretary and not marry my previous fiance. Yeah, Bob, you know that happened.
Yeah. He married his wife in 6 weeks. She came onto the scene. She became his secretary, believe it or not. And he married her 6 weeks later or something like that.
Well, we were engaged 2 weeks later.
Oh, okay. So
Gina came to work for me the Monday after Labor Day in 1981.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, we were engaged. We didn't tell anyone we were engaged because we were reasonably certain that our families would think that we'd lost our minds, which was probably true. And when we finally did get around to telling her parents, they were so not surprised.
Really?
And we were actually married the following April. So, less than 6 months later.
And it's made all the difference. How many years have you been married?
Well, she hasn't killed me yet. So
How many years?
Yeah.
How many years is this?
82. So 43 years. It was 43 years.
43 years. So you made that decision. It's kind of like on the spur of the moment. I mean, it did. I would say.
I will tell you, it was at the time. It was. It wasn't even a proposal. We kind of looked at each other and we said, "We're getting married, right?" Yeah. Oh, okay. And that was it. And I have made a lot of stupid decisions in my life. That was not one of them. That was the smartest thing I've ever done.
And it was something, and it came out of nowhere, basically. I mean, that's the interesting thing about change in our lives. Sometimes they come out of nowhere, right? Sometimes they come out of maybe when you suddenly start to slow down or something, and you don't expect to be in the hospital, or you don't expect this to happen, and then you make changes because of that moment or whatever. I think that's important. But I think that I've been thinking about New Year's and how we make these resolutions. Jim Nagel, as the grammarian here, all right, could you, yes, are you the grammarian in the group?
I hate to admit to it, but go ahead.
Okay. The word resolution comes from a verb, right? Would that be resolve?
Could be.
So what is a resolution? Is resolving something?
Resolving to do something.
But
making up your mind to do something.
Making up your mind to do something, but it sounds as if it's something that you've done again. The word RE means again, doesn't it?
Well, resolution. It can, and you're putting solve into the equation here, and I'm not sure that's a fault. That's a correct. Derivation.
Well, I can see.
When you get Latin and then you get a little Greek and then you get some other things in there, the English language is not always predictable.
Yeah,
I think there's no question that resolution is the idea of making up your mind to do something.
Making up your mind to do something, to solve something. I mean,
you could throw that in there. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. See, we've got. I think we got Jay Bose. He's on his trusty Google search
machine trying to figure this out.
Yeah, trying to figure this out. But I kind of like that idea that solving. When I was at the menorah lighting, which happened from where you guys sit, and the viewers sit a few weeks back on the 8th night of Hanukkah, we had the menorah lighting, and the rabbi said that she wanted to say that the last night of Hanukkah, what it represents is a rededication of the Israelites, a rededication. And she said, I'm going to leave you with this question, and it was a very cold night. It was a very short ceremony. You can see it on our YouTube channel for WSFD. Okay, but she said redirect and or rededicate, and I thought to myself, that's pretty good. What am I going to rededicate my life to, or what am I going to rededicate the year to? And it's going to be a resolution in some way, or it's going to solve something again that I probably have dealt with before or whatever. I mean, it's interesting when you make a resolution, don't you look at your life and sort of say, I got to take care of this. I've thought about it, and now I'm going to take care of it, right? So as we look at where we are, did you find the answer to that, Mr. Grammarian Searcher, in the top, Jay? Where resolution comes from, the very word? Jim, Jay.
Where you thought it did, pretty much.
Is it exactly what I said?
Where you thought it did.
It didn't come from where you thought it did?
It did.
So, Jim, then
Yes.
the resolve and resolution then that's a good metaphor. Okay, so I'm going to stop talking and ask you then, if you are going to make a resolution for yourself, given where we are in the world today, what is it? What the old white liberal? What do you think?
Don't.
You have so many old white liberals to choose from.
I would have to improve my aim.
To improve,
if I were to be truthful. Improve my aim.
I'm not sure I even want to know what you're talking about.
I don't think you do.
Oh, we do then. Well, that would be a good one.
Okay.
That would be a good one. I would like to have my aim not happen when I don't want it to happen, if that makes any sense. George, yourself, what about?
I am. There's not much about my life that I would change. Obviously,
this year,
and there aren't a lot of opportunities to drastically change one's life once we get into our 8th decade. But I think the resolution Gina and I have been agreed on. We want to travel. We want to see more of the world, and we have not seen nearly as much of the world as we would like.
Right.
So we've got a European cruise coming up in March into April, and we just booked a Christmas markets cruise for 2027, believe it or not.
Wow.
Because the 2026 cruises are all full.
Oh, get that,
totally
you travelers
sold
out there. My gosh.
You can't get them. I think while we are physically able to do so, we just want to see as much as we can.
Gotcha.
My grandson is going to Japan in January.
Oh, Japan is
beautiful.
I had the good fortune to go to Japan for a Kiwanis convention several years ago. Absolutely loved it. I have some very good friends who are actually moving there for at least a couple of years. They've got themselves some sort of student visas, and they're going to be residing and learning in Japan. So it's a beautiful country, wonderful place.
That's good thing.
Yeah. Jim, what about yourself?
Well, I think our traveling days are somewhat behind us now, although we did get a chance to go to a number of places we wanted to. There's still a few that I would like to get to, but I don't think health is going to allow that.
Sure.
And George made the reference to being in the 8th decade, which means he's probably not crossed the sacred barrier that we celebrate.
I got
I
a little
love
ways to
this.
go.
Yeah, well, then you better get going because
Really? And the roads are icy, I got to tell you. And that
There's
is
no
just
hurry. There's no
doesn't
hurry
get-
at all.
doesn't get any easier to travel once you get to be 80. I still have a few places I'd like to go. In fact, one of them is Prague, which was the scene of the book we're eventually going to talk about, maybe.
Yeah.
And there are a few other places. I've never been to Dallas, Texas, and I have a passing interest in the Kennedy situation, so I wouldn't mind going and looking.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
But as far as major travel, no, we're going to let the world come to us.
Uh-huh.
Might have to be on television, but
Sure.
we'll do it that way.
It's interesting that you all are choosing actions that are not around. Well, it's behavior, but not emotions or something. If I go that same route, I think that my resolution would be to kind of pick and choose where my passions are, rather than be forced by the organization, by Westfield. And it's not forced. That's not like they got me tied up in a back room somewhere. But the idea that there's so much happening, and for me to step back, knowing that I am on the Interstate 80, and figure out how Westfield on Weekends goes forward with me as an emeritus, or whatever you call it, rather than the actual president who manages everything. And that is my goal in the next year. And I really think that that's a place that I want to be in next year, in 2027, 2027. I want to be on the outskirts, helping. Okay, rather than leading the charge, if you might say. When we come back, I want to talk to you about. Let's talk about which book shall we talk about first, Jim? What do you think?
Well, one of them I actually read.
Oh, okay.
Which is the separation of church and hate.
Right.
But since I read it for our meeting last month, it's almost like I have to read it again. The other one I read on Wikipedia, which satisfied my curiosity.
Which is the
So it's up to you.
When you read something on Wikipedia, how does that happen? So you read the chapters or the?
It's just a summary.
It's a summary. Okay, gotcha.
All
right.
I'm afraid I believe that Dan Brown is rewriting the Da Vinci Code yet again.
Yes. I have a feeling you might be right on that. I'm going to play.
As long as you don't pretend that it's history, it's entertaining.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's did you read it at all, George? Have you read this book?
I've read the Da Vinci Code. I haven't reid the new one.
Okay, gotcha.
Mr. Brown is sort of well known for inventing facts, shall we say?
Yeah. So let's play a song that I think is very appropriate. I think that this is a New Year song in a way, and it's never used as a New Year song, and I kind of love it. This is the Hi-Lo's singing "Seems Like Old Times," which was Arthur Godfrey, for those who are ancient out there. This was his theme song, "Seems Like Old Times." This is the Hi-Lo's. It's really pretty good.
Seems like old times, having you to walk with. Seems like old times, having you to talk with. And it's still a thrill just to have my arms around you. Still a thrill that it was the day I found you. Seems like old times, dinner dates and flowers, just like the great old times. Staying up for hours, making dreams come true, doing things we used to do. Seems like old times, being here with you. Seems like old times. Seems like old times. Old times, dinner dates and flowers. Old times, staying up for hours, making dreams come true, doing things we used to do. Seems like old times being here, being here with you.
Support for community radio provided by Westfield Electroplating. Employing over 140 skilled platers, painters, and technicians, Westfield Electroplating was founded in 1946 and was the first company in the country to achieve National Aerospace and Defense Contractor Program accreditation, proudly maintaining that status for over a decade. Westfield Electroplating provides over 50 quality finishes to meet your corrosion, cosmetic, or performance needs. On the web at www.westfieldplating.com or 413-568-3716. Westfield Electroplating, putting the finishing touches on technology.
Hi, this is Harry Rock, host of Rock on Westfield every fourth Wednesday at 8 a.m. Tune in for my view of this place I call home.
Community Radio.
107.5 FM WSFD. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday. It is December 30th. This is our New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve is going to be tomorrow where you are, and then New Year's Day. And we wish all of you the happiest of New Year's. We hope you've had a wonderful holiday season. And I am really thrilled that finally, we got the week before Christmas, we got our Christmas decorations up. So we're planning on keeping them up right straight through February. So you're welcome to all come and visit and see the. I sort of pared it down a bit this year, so it will be a little bit less filled. My house is not as filled in every nook and cranny with Christmas. All right. And we've sort of, I kind of like that stripped down version. It's a stripped down life now as I get older and older. We're having an interesting, great program with George Delisle and Jay Bowes from Oxford, Massachusetts, and Jim Nago from Chicago, Illinois. What's the view from Chicago, Jim Nagle, right now? What's happening there politically or anything? Are you feeling good out there in Chicago?
I'm feeling okay, but things are not as they should be in Chicago or really anywhere else in the U.S. But
yeah,
the ICE agents left for a while when the snow came, but now they've come back and they're making more street busts and things like that.
Oh my gosh!
The city budget is a little bit up in the air. Perhaps it'll be resolved today.
Right.
The alderman passed one budget and the mayor wants another budget, that sort of thing.
Sure.
But, it'll really hit hardest next year to all of us, I think. The cutbacks in education and mental health and public health and the other things that we've kind of come to take for granted since the 60s are being peeled away, sometimes gradually, sometimes swiftly. So I expect a difficult 2026.
A difficult 2026. George Delisle, have you written a column recently that aligns with what my friend Jim Nagel just said?
Well, I've been writing about the situation with Venezuela and with the attacks on small craft in off of Venezuela, both in the Atlantic and in the Pacific. And I've been writing a bit about the apparent intention of this administration to they're writing about they want Venezuela's oil.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes no sense to me whatsoever, but they're acting as though Venezuela, they're saying it's our oil. It's not our oil, it's their oil. We don't have any right to their oil, but they're not only bombing small boats, but they're intercepting oil tankers, which is in my world, that's an act of piracy. So I don't see this getting better soon. Every time the administration is supposed to do something like, release the Epstein files, they create yet another diversion. The governor of Louisiana apparently has been designated the special envoy to go tell the folks in Greenland that we want their territory.
Right.
It's just getting crazier by the day. And I don't know. I have no shortage of things to write about. I have lots and lots to write about. I wish I had less.
Yeah. Jay,
30 ambassadors have been fired not fired, but called back to the United States from mostly what we used to call third world countries, African countries and South Asia and places like that, presumably because the president thinks they are, what kind of countries.
Yeah, right.
And so they don't deserve an ambassador, I guess.
Yeah. It's an how about in Oxford? Oxford's this small little town in the middle of Massachusetts, sort of, right, Jay? And what is your take there? What's happening? Oh no, speak.
I'm muted. All right.
There we go.
The problem that I see happening right now with myself is that as I get older, I'm leaving the young people behind. And it's a mutual kind of thing. I have no interest in some of the things they are interested in, and they are not interested at all in some of the stuff I'm interested in. And it's frustrating because I think I know some of the answers, but they're not allowing me to get involved with it. And that's frustrating. And I think for most people our age, it may be frustrating. And it may continue to be so. That's just.
Do you think that when you say young folks, are you referring to young folks' opinion about where America or the world is headed?
They're not. There's a group of younger people who are not aware at all that they have impact on their lives or how it goes. It's frightening. It's frightening. There's less and less I can do about it, and frustrated.
Yeah, so. And the upshot from that for you is you sort of step back and you what do you do?
I'm looking at a situation where I have to step back because I am not given any choices.
Oh, interesting.
And, I carry no weight. Anymore.
Oh. Now, we have somebody who, in the bottom left corner over there, George Delisle, who may think differently, that you may have something to say. George, what do you think in response?
Everyone in our age category has We've got decades of life experience. We've been through a lot of things. If we're, half aware, we've learned a lot, not just in an academic sense, but we paid attention to things, and we have something to offer. But I want to share. A couple of weeks ago, I'm in, as part of my Kiwanis involvement, I work with a number of key clubs, and Key Club is the high school version of Kiwanis, and we've got them at high schools kind of all around Western Massachusetts. I was invited to talk to a class at Heck Academy, which is up in Northampton, and it is an alternative high school. These are young people who did not flourish in a traditional high school environment, and they needed something different, and that's what this program exists for. One of their instructors, we met at an event, and he asked me to come and talk to them, and I spent the whole day at Heck Academy talking to these kids about basically my life journey and my professional journey as a journalist, and also the things I've done as part of Kiwanis, because they're part of Kiwanis. I tell you what, these kids were interested. They were more than interested. They got really, really engaged, asked me some very insightful questions. I brought some old newspapers with me, and I showed them. It's just a great example of what has happened to us. When I was at the old Springfield Daily News, which was a medium-sized newspaper, 85,000 daily circulation, and our last issue came out in 1987, because the afternoon paper and the morning paper merged at that point.
Right. The morning paper was the Springfield Republican?
The morning paper was the Union.
The Union.
So we had the Daily News in the afternoon and the Morning Union, and then the Sunday paper, which was really produced by the Union staff, but it was called the Republican.
Uh-huh. Got it.
Now it's all just the Republican now.
Gotcha.
But the point is, I showed them a Saturday paper, which was always the smallest newspaper, and that Saturday paper had 10 full pages of classified advertising. A full page of classified advertising in 1987, the retail price of that was in the ballpark of $10,000.
Oh.
That was a Saturday. Now, just think about the revenue that you're talking about from advertising for a daily newspaper in the 1980s and 1990s prior to the internet. It was a staggering amount of money. And that staggering amount of money meant that we could hire 150 reporters and 25 copy editors. And we could maintain news offices in every major town. We had Westfield, Greenfield, Northampton, Pittsfield, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. Our people were everywhere. You couldn't drop a spoon on the floor in any town hall in Western Massachusetts that there wasn't a reporter there to see it. And then along came the internet and utterly destroyed our database, our revenue stream, destroyed the revenue base. We have no classified. Classified is dead. It just does not exist. Retail advertising is sparse at best. So now a newspaper like the Springfield Republican, which is still a 7-day-a-week daily.
Right.
But if the newspaper is 16 pages, you're doing well.
No.
And as far as news staff, 3 reporters, maybe 4 reporters full-time. They don't want full-time people. They've got a few inexperienced young people out there trying to learn journalism. For what purpose, I don't know, because there's no place for them to work. As far as that wall-to-wall coverage of politics, that doesn't happen anymore. And everyone in the newspaper business and everyone in the TV news business and what used to be the radio news business, because that's dead as well, every television news director used to start their day by going through the stories that were covered in in the morning newspaper and handing those out to their TV reporters to go do follow-ups. That is dead. It's just not there anymore. So part of the problem that I see, yes, our young people are not as engaged with the news because they don't know what's going on. And frankly, there's no way for them to know what's going on because the reporting isn't happening anymore. I don't know the answer. I wish I had the answer. I just
Well,
I
they
just
could
don't
go
know.
to TikTok or YouTube or Instagram, couldn't
Oh
they?
yeah, absolutely. And
But
they'll learn. Oh yeah, okay, sure. They'll learn about all the conspiracy theories and all kinds of really interesting things that aren't real.
yeah, Jim Nagel,
Yeah.
you were working at a college, and you also worked
Yes.
in Chicago as
Right.
a professor.
Yeah.
The Where do young people? I mean, don't you think that they need to have some kind of group like Circle K or
Yeah.
when we were in college, we had groups that started to band together. And what do you think there?
I've been retired now for 5 years, so you have to take that into account.
Sure.
But the school that I taught at, Columbia College, Chicago, had a lot of very intelligent students who were connected politically, but also a lot of them that were not, and so it was kind of a mixed bag. But I would try to, link some things together every once in a while. It was during the Bush era when there were scandals, and the war in Iraq affected people to some degree, although without a draft, it wasn't as immediate an emergency as back in our day. I think I don't feel as if I was particularly well connected to the news when I was in college. I led a kind of insular life, even
Yeah.
though
Yeah.
you knew the major things that were happening, but I don't even remember. I've read about, therefore I remember things like the Birmingham bombing that
Right.
occurred in our freshman year,
Right.
where the 4 little girls were killed.
Right.
I don't remember, reading about that or seeing about. I mean, we were in Worcester, and you'd have to read the Worcester paper, and I don't think I read the Worcester paper very often.
No.
And as far as news went, I'd listen to the radio for music, not for news. So I don't think today's kids are much more disconnected than we were, although their attention has been grabbed by things like TikTok and YouTube. And I think our attention was able to be diverted, was available for books and, I would say, music and
Yeah.
other things that were a little more uplifting than, learning the latest new way to jump off your garage or whatever they do on TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
And it's interesting that the music and the culture of the day during the 60s and while we were at Holy Cross was responding to the world in a way. And
there
so
was a little more social consciousness. I think it grew as we were there. Mine grew
Right.
as we were there. I was a lot more connected to the world when I left than when I arrived, put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And especially when it came to international events and America's role in the world and things like that, I hadn't given it much thought prior to some of the events that occurred in the 60s.
Yeah. Jay's pessimism about where young folks go really is also maybe leads to a pessimistic view about where the world goes in a way. If we don't have younger people to take up the ball and run with it, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm somewhat pessimistic as well. Maybe not as much as Jay, because the young people I knew were not charged with crimes and things like that.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
But I think the rise of consciousness that's going on right now is slower to form. I want to say. I mean, there were young people at the No Kings March,
Right.
but there are also a lot of people with gray hair at the No King's March.
Sure.
And some middle-aged people too.
Right.
But a lot of oldies.
Yeah.
And I think until it touches them personally, a lot of the young people won't gravitate towards.
And I'm also
social
thinking
movements.
that the world of fear that we live in and the seemingly march toward authoritarianism is making a difference here. Jay, you want to comment on
Part
that?
of the problem is that my granddaughter is greatly into TikTok. She loves giving TikToks, around, spreading them around.
Yeah.
And I say, but this is a 14-year-old's view of the world. I mean, you're giving me a 14-year-old who's giving me a recipe or whatever.
Now, remember Joan of
Sometimes the
Arc.
recipes are good, other times they're crap.
Joan of Arc.
And you have to figure out what's what. And my other daughter, one of my daughters, was saying that her kids don't want to have kids. And I'm saying that's stupid for only one reason. It's never a good time to have kids. You're always going to struggle. There's always going to be pain and whatever. But I mean, just to say I'm not going to have kids is stupid, because you're cutting off an entire generation of people that could give us something. And so we get around and around.
Yeah,
but the problem is that a lot of the kids have as their source material a poor source. I don't want a 14-year-old's opinion. I don't need a 14-year-old's opinion. I need a 20-year-old's opinion. Give me a break.
20 years old opinion. Yeah, I kind of think that is true as well. I wonder that if we live in a world of fear and we live in a world of anxiety, what is the antidote to fear and anxiety? And where does that come from? And it sort of dovetails into a discussion about the book Separation of Church and Hate, in a way, that the opposite of that, opposite of fear and anxiety, would probably be an embrace, a hug, a love, something that is strangely, I was about to say Christ-like. I should say Christ-like, Muhammad-like.
He wasn't a hugger.
Yeah, no, he was not. but that it's a spiritual kind of thing, and that spiritual.
Bob, I think the word you're looking for is empathy.
Empathy, compassion.
And there is a dearth of empathy, especially right now among our current political leaders. They're encouraging selfishness. They're encouraging. Yeah. I don't care what your problems are. I don't care that millions of people are going to be kicked off their health care because the subsidies are gone. I don't care about that.
Right.
Because they're a drain on me. Somehow I shouldn't have to pay for education for other people, for health care for other people, to feed other people. I shouldn't have to do those things. Empathy is actively discouraged by the current administration and the people in the current administration. And I think that's the problem we're dealing with is why is it so difficult for us as human beings to look at one another and say, you know what, this would be a hell of a lot easier if we just resolve to take care of one another. Instead of being selfish.
Yeah, and there is that word resolve, and interestingly enough, the book by Fugelsang, Separation of Church and Hate, is written from a standpoint of this is what you say to folks who say that we are entitled to a world that is that separates folks, that that is filled with this lack of compassion. Authoritarianism, in a world of authoritarianism or in a world of white supremacy, okay? And that's what this book is about, white supremacy. In that world, there is hardly any room for empathy or compassion. And maybe Jim and I can help to lead you through some of those points that Fugelsang makes in his book. Much more important than talking about Dan Brown's book, and we might get to it. But Dan Brown's book is about a 6 on a scale of 1 to 10 for me. I read the damn thing. It's 600 pages long. It is one big race through Prague. Oh, my God. And the stuff that I loved only took up about a 10, the real message in here about there may be an alternative consciousness and what is God according to that, okay? That's important. However, the story that, oh, God, 6, I would say, you don't have to read this book, but, OCDers out there like me, need to finish. We got to read every book that Dan Brown writes. I don't know what.
I should point out that one of the relative good guys in the story, not a principal character, but an important character,
right,
is named Nagel, which I think is.
I love that.
Yes. Although Dan spelled it wrong from my point of view, it goes both ways. But his is EL and mine's LE.
Yes. Yeah.
And also, one of the murderers has a last name which is the same as my cleaning woman.
No,
and,
really?
If you remember, Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid.
Oh yes, who was that?
That was the
Norman Mailer's
term
movie.
Cleaning woman. That was Steve Martin.
Oh, Steve Martin, you're right.
Yeah, in the movie, Cleaning Woman was the thing that set him off and made him become a violent person. So
your cleaning lady has the same name.
Yes.
Well, in some worlds, somebody would say, "You better be very fearful, Jim."
Yes, my threat level is up.
Are you?
What you were saying about what you're all saying about the lack of empathy and so on reminds me of a saying that is common in Chicago. I don't think it's unique to Chicago, but it's the idea that a fish rots from the head. And Trump, I think, in his malignant narcissism, has spread lack of empathy, certainly to his own administration, but it's trickled down to many, many, many people, the MAGA crowd and others, to the point that, like at Turning Point USA, they did an interview with some of the young people who were there this is the Charlie Kirk organization.
Of course, yes.
Sure,
Erica Kirk. Yeah,
they interviewed
of the spangly dress, and let's get out there and rah for J.D. Vance after 3 months of mourning.
Yeah, they asked him what they thought of Hitler.
Oh,
and they said, well, he was a good organizer. He really had strong views. I appreciate that. I'm not about all the death and stuff, but he was a pretty admirable character when you get down to just being strong. And I'm afraid if people look at Trump and see him as being strong, which I think is becoming less and less true, we're in for a tough patch. And the war in Venezuela, or the proto-war in Venezuela, is a good international example of that. But I do believe that Trump and his crew, not Trump alone, but Trump and his crew are great at if the Epstein files are a problem, then fire the ambassadors. And if firing the ambassadors becomes a problem, shoot some Venezuelans. And if shooting Venezuelans becomes a problem, cut off aid to someplace. And I mean, every day there's another horrible thing so that we can't keep up.
Yeah.
It's the old Steve Bannon idea of flooding the zone.
Flooding the zone. Yeah, that and that is so true. We are in a disruptive phase in humanity, the life of humanity, which is, I think, freaking all of us out. Is that this is about humanity, And this is not necessarily just about America. It's about something that is happening, and it's almost as if it were part of a cycle, and in one sense. But I don't know. I'm going to play. I like this song because it reminds me of the holidays, and it's also kind of calming in its own way for me. It's Sting's Soul Cake. This is from his Winter and Night album. You know this song, Soul Cake? I think Peter, Paul, and Mary had a wonderful song version of it.
They called it a soulin', yeah.
Oh, yeah. And what is a soul cake exactly?
I think it's a Christmas cake that's popular or was popular in Britain. People would go door to door and ask for a treat.
You ask for a treat, and your neighbor gave you.
Please, good woman, a soul cake.
Yes, yeah, please. And it's about helping one another in a way, really. And I mean, why is it called soul? A soul
it's
cake.
Like trick or treat. Basically.
Trick or treat. Oh. All right. Here is Peter Sting, Soul Cake.
A soul cake, please good missus, a soul cake, an apple, a pear, a plum, or a cherry, any good thing to make us all merry. Soul cake, please good missus, a soul cake, 1 for Peter, 2 for Paul, and 3 for him that made us all. Soul cake, please good missus, a soul cake, an apple, a pear, a plum, or a cherry, any good thing to make us all merry. God bless the master of this house, and the mistress also, and all the little children that round your table grow, the cattle in your stable, the dogs at your front door, and all that dwell within your gates will wish you 10 times more. Soul cake, please good missus, a soul cake, an apple, a pear, a plum, or a cherry, any good thing to make us all merry. Soul cake, please good missus, a soul cake, 1 for Peter, 2 for Paul, and 3 for him that made us all. Go down into the cellar and see what you can find. If the barrels are not empty, we'll hope that you'll be kind. We'll hope that you'll be kind with your apple and your pear. And we'll come no more a souling till Christmas time next year. A soul cake, please good missus, a soul cake, an apple, a pear, a plum, or a cherry, any good thing to make us all merry. Soul cake, please good missus, a soul cake, 1 for Peter, 2 for Paul, 3 for him that made us all. The streets are very dirty, my shoes are very thin. I have a little pocket to put a penny in. If you haven't got a penny, a halfpenny will do. If you haven't got a halfpenny, God bless you. A soul cake, please good missus, a soul cake, an apple, a pear, a plum, or a cherry, any good thing to make us all merry. Soul cake, please good missus, a soul cake, 1 for Peter, 2 for Paul, 3 for him that made us all.
Support for the community programming is provided by the Dunkin' Donut shops of Westfield and the Sardina family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
Hi, this is Harry Rock, host of Rock on Westfield every 4th Wednesday at 8 a.m. Tune in for my view of this place I call home.
Community Radio.
107.5 FM WSFD. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Well, it is Tuesday, December 30th, where you are, where we are. It is a week or two before. So if we get the dates mixed up or anything, don't worry. We know that you're watching very close to the new year, and we wish you the happiest New Year's of all. We've been having a very soulful conversation, and I want to bring it around to a book that I recommend for every one of you in these days when compassion seems not to be the tenor of the times. And the book is called Separation of Church and Hate by John Fugelsang. John Fugelsang's a comedian and an actor, and you know him well. He is also somebody who has a personal story about his journey toward some understanding of where the world is. And Jim, you want to give us a short synopsis of what you remember about this book? So it's really a radical kind of cry to look at the misuse of religion in politics on both sides, wherever,
Particularly the misuse of Bible quotes.
Yes.
Picking things, cherry picking biblical passages when it's convenient, and not really understanding the context and the spirit of a Christian interpretation, or I guess a Christian interpretation of the Bible.
Yeah.
The Bible is a problematical text to me. It's full of interesting stories, some long boring patches, and some inspirational thoughts. I'm kind of I like the approach of Thomas Jefferson, who had somebody, or maybe he did it himself, take a copy of the New Testament and just clip out the words that were in quotation marks that Jesus said, and he found those to be helpful. The rest of it was lattice work that he wasn't too interested in. Of course, he was a deist, so he was not an Orthodox Christian. And I'm not sure if John Fugelsang is an Orthodox Christian either.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No.
I know he comes from a Catholic background, but whether he still practices or not, I don't know. The subtitle of the book really sums up the gist of his hope for this book. It's a sane person's guide to taking back the Bible from fundamentalists, fascists, and flock fleecing frauds.
Wow.
He thinks that just picking a phrase like an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, it's in the Bible for sure. Is that a Christian teaching? He would argue that there's nothing in what Jesus said that actually supports that particular theory. It's an Old Testament quotation. And he, at various times, Christ says, I don't come to change the law. But in his practice and in some of the things he says, he sure is a more gentle and more empathetic figure than the Old Testament God, who is kind of wrathful and kills thousands of people at a whim. So he goes through a lot of the political issues of the day, such as abortion. Let's see.
Oh my God, immigration.
That's another good one. One of my favorites was the chapter on
homophobia for one. That's another one.
On immigration, because it's a big deal right now. Homophobia is definitely one. The anti-woman tendencies among a lot of Christians these days, who want their wives to be silent and stand behind them and things like that. The Christian nationalist case against welcoming strangers,
Yes.
which is basically, the white nationalist notion that we want to get the United States back to where it was, quote unquote, when in fact that statement doesn't actually reflect history, does it? If we went back to where it was, we'd be Native Americans and Indians and
Yes.
things like that.
Yeah.
Black people have been here since the 1600s. Spanish people lived in almost half of the United States, California, New Mexico, Arizona, and so on. It was all part of Mexico at one time until James K. Polk decided it would be useful to have that section of land and declared war on Mexico.
Did you know that today is the day that was actually sold by Mexico? December 30th is the day that Mexican territory was sold to the United States.
I did not know that, but there you go.
Yeah.
So he goes through all the issues that we've heard about and in discussions and things of that sort.
Yeah.
I personally got a little bit tired of his approach. It was very kind of scholastic. Remember our Thomas Aquinas and our Aristotle, where you present the issue and then the claim and then the counterclaim and the da-da-da-da-da. So the format was very rigid in that way.
Yeah.
And a little bit repetitious because these issues do overlap.
Right.
And as a comedian, he can't resist the notion of throwing in a bad word or something just at the end of the argument.
Oh my God, yes, yeah.
To amuse us, I guess.
Yeah,
but,
I'm not.
In that sense, it's not the most serious analysis, but it, I think, is an attempt to lure a popular audience or an audience into a popular book.
Right. And I would say that it's a book that you really can't read. It's one of those books you have to read a chapter and then wait and think about that chapter.
Yeah,
you can't read from. I read it from cover to cover, and I go, oh my God, I am overloaded with information.
Yeah,
but
I think it's almost like a manual to keep.
It is a manual
at your side, so when an issue comes up, you can consult some of the arguments, pro and con, and clarify your own thinking and help you discuss these things at the New Year's table or wherever you are. If you feel the urge to do that.
One of the things that I thought was, and I'm going to ask both of you this, or all three of you, not both of you, but all three of you, the idea he presents that the better way to look at Christianity, okay, well, let me ask you this. George, are you a Christian?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
Jay, yeah, we'll leave it at that, and I'll come back to you with a second question. Jay, are you a Christian?
No.
No. Okay. God. No. Jim, are you a Christian?
No, not anymore. But I'm permanently affected by my upbringing as a Catholic.
Okay.
So
Here.
All those tapes are bouncing around my head. On a regular basis.
Yeah. And George, you didn't know this, but all three of us went to Holy Cross. We're all trained by Jesuits. We're all trained to think in this way.
Benedicimus Domine Pontificalis
Spiritus Sanctus. Yeah. Which Catholic school did you go to?
I don't think he's a Catholic at all. Were you a Catholic, George? No, you were Lutheran.
I was raised Roman Catholic. I went to a Catholic high school in Manchester, Connecticut.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm French Canadian, Bob.
Yeah.
You have to be Catholic.
Well, good for you.
6 degrees of separation, Jim Nagel and Jay. George went to the same school or that Jim Quinn taught at a different time.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Our friend, believe it or not.
Wow.
It's all connected.
What
okay.
I find fascinating is the fact that we have all basically arrived at the same endpoint. How? I don't know. I think it was all a little bit different, but it was basically we all got to the same spot.
Yeah. Well, I didn't answer the question.
I'll credit my Catholic education, and maybe this is a common theme. I don't know.
I think it is.
For teaching me how to think and how to reason and how to investigate and how to determine the difference between fact and fiction. And once all of that's been instilled in you, the path to where we are is kind of inevitable.
Oh, do you think? Yeah. Okay. So here's the next question, because this is what I think about. I am not Christian. I am a Christ follower.
It's
In a
very
way.
different thing.
Yeah, well, this is what he says. Maybe the solution for all of us is to begin to differentiate between Christianity, which seeks to have the power, and Christ followers who are really, and is it a Christ follower? Well, I think I might be often at times a Muhammad follower, and I might be a Zen follower. I might be, I can follow somebody who I can follow a theme of love. Okay, so what Fugelsang says is by thinking of yourself as a Christ follower or the teachings of Christ, would you align yourself that way, George, Christ follower?
I don't. Okay, this is just me.
Okay,
I
got
don't
it.
like the term Christ because it's a Greek word.
Right.
And it basically means the anointed one. And it denotes the idea that Jesus of Nazareth was, in fact, the Jewish Messiah, which at this point in time, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. First of all, the Messiah, the whole Messiah thing was very, very big in that part of the world in the 1st century BC to the 1st century AD. They were all waiting for the Messiah, which in itself to me was a misinterpretation of earlier Jewish scripture. So the whole Messiah thing doesn't work for me.
Okay.
Jesus.
Could you say you were a Jesus follower?
Well, I certainly would say I'm an admirer of the teachings of Jesus. I think no one's going to go wrong by trying to live their lives the way Jesus said you should live your life.
Mm-hmm.
Being kind to the poor, not trying to accumulate great wealth. Empathy, sympathy,
welcoming the stranger.
Yeah, those were the qualities that I think were reflected in Jesus' ministry. So to that extent, yeah, absolutely. I think that those are the qualities that make a good person. And we should all strive to be good people.
Yeah. Jay, what about yourself? Would you say that you were a Jesus follower or a follower of Jesus' teachings?
Probably no.
Okay. Why?
Yeah, that's a good question, because I think we're too dependent on Christ for our moral code. I really do. I think the empathy thing and everything else should lead you to the same spot. I don't think we have to have that figure in our existence.
In order to get to that spot?
You don't need it to be good people. The empathy is enough. The caring for other people. It's all. I don't think we need Christ. I really don't. And I think it's a waste of time and effort to lead ourselves around by it. Let's do something else. Pick another way.
Pick another way.
I mean, that's right.
Well, all right. So you might pick a Buddhist way. You pick a Buddhist way? Buddhist
I'm sorry.
A Buddha.
I could care. I don't follow any of them.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really don't. I mean, it's not worth my time to study it.
Got it.
In other words, if you are really going to be a follower of Buddha or Confucius or one of these guys,
okay, yeah,
you got to spend a lot of time on that. And I've run out of that time.
You've run out of time. Oh my God!
I'm a cynic.
And it's wonderful, and you deserve.
I'm not a bad guy.
No, you're not at all. I love that. I love that honesty about you, for one, and I also I want to hear what Jim Nagel has to say about your fellow Holy Cross crusader, as we might call him. Although I'm not necessarily thinking that he is a crusader from the past, he's not on a crusade.
He's very current, yeah.
Yeah.
And they changed the name of the newspaper from the Crusader to the Bell Tower or something.
Oh yeah, they changed our name at Holy Cross. Yeah.
And I think we should. I think for all the young people out there, if there are any,
Yeah.
we should mention that we're the class of 6'7".
You're right.
Oh my gosh.
You're right.
We are the class of 6'7".
Whatever that means.
Oh my God. We should be.
I
At least
admire
you can identify with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I admire the teachings or the writing of Albert Camus and
Albert
Bertrand
Camus.
Russell.
And who? Bertrand
Bertrand Russell.
Russell.
And
Russell
neither
was
of them
an
were
atheist.
Christians. He
Yeah.
was an agnostic.
Agnostic.
He didn't go as far as to say he was an atheist.
Yeah.
But in his essay, "Why I Am Not a Christian," he said he didn't particularly admire Jesus because he withered the fig tree. He said he thought that was very
Awful.
illogical and irascible of him, and he couldn't really admire a person who would take out his anger on a tree.
Well, there was Moses in the burning bush, another kind of tree there.
Well, that's
if you
Yeah,
really.
but
could-
it was burning when he got there.
Oh, it was burning. Okay, gotcha.
Not the same.
Got it.
Oh,
It's interesting. I don't know if you guys agree with this or not, but I think that my response to Jay is you got to start somewhere. And why not start with and very interesting that Christ and the philosophers in the world, from Aristotle right on down, those who seriously think about what it is to be human or what it is to be in this existence, they have good things to say. And we take from Christ, and I take from the wise men of the world, be they atheists or not, incidentally, those things that are all based on a gospel or good news of love, right? About being some kind of spiritually motivated or something that connects to something that makes us human.
Robert, let me ask you something.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we have discovered the answer to these questions prior to our 80th year?
I don't think so.
I don't want to think about that now.
Okay, you don't need to think.
I want to have that answer available to me.
It is available. All you have to do is... Yeah, go ahead.
If you guys find the actual answer, let me know, okay? 'Cause
I know.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. Bob, part of the problem, Bob, is that Jesus, we misinterpret or maybe misrepresent what Jesus was really about, because what Jesus was convinced, I believe, from reading the Gospels, I think Jesus was in fact convinced that he was the Messiah. Jesus was convinced that God had told him to go tell the Jews, I'm coming any minute now, and you better get right with me, get rid of your wealth, and do all of these things, because the kingdom of God is upon you. And Jesus firmly believed that the kingdom of God was imminent, and that when it arrived, he was going to be in charge. And I think, for me, one of the most telling lines in the entire New Testament is when Jesus, and this only occurs in one of the Gospels,
right.
but he's crucified up there, and he's saying, my God, why have you forsaken me?
Right.
Which to me says, this isn't supposed to be happening. I'm not supposed to be hanging up here on this cross. What is going on? And it wasn't until Paul or St. Paul or Saul of Tarsus, or however you wish to identify him, it wasn't until he picked up the stories after the fact that he reinterpreted the whole thing to say, well, Jesus was the Messiah, and his mission didn't fail. He reinterpreted the whole thing to say that Jesus was, in fact, the Lamb of God who had to be sacrificed for the redemption of the world's sins, which was a completely different thing than anything Jesus ever said in his life.
Absolutely. And I think if you read Fugelsang's book, you're going, and I mean, maybe I ought to study more about Paul, because this is a really interesting character who some scholars actually say may have even been somebody who was fearful of his own homophobia, his own inner homophobia, because he was against sex and all of that and whatever, and he reinterpreted it, and he made it very difficult because that his statements oftentimes are used by people who want to be authorities and seek power rather than really get the message that Christ. And I believe that we're all in a time right now where we're getting wake-up calls. Hey, what am I going to do in this world? Am I going to, like Jay, live and be, I don't want to think anymore or whatever, or are we going to be like George, who says, I want to I got to do something, so I'm going to write about it, and I'm going to get out there, and I'm going to tell it like it is? Or is it like me, who has a small little platform here and elsewhere, to sort of say, I really believe that my modeling of a good life can really help others to and not unlike what Christ's real followers were, now Christ, people who followed Christ's teachings in the right way, the wrong way. And now I'm getting into a hole here, but the truth of the matter is this: that I really believe that it's about being in our lives and doing what's right and saying what's right and being honest and authentic and living our lives with love that is the answer. And regardless how hokey that is and how fearful that is for somebody to say, I really believe it. I really believe it. And I would not want anyone to say, you're nuts, Bob. But at the same time, I don't care. I don't care, because it's working for me. And maybe it's working for some others around me in some way. I don't know. But all I know is you have to be intentional about your kindness, your goodness, your compassion. You have to be intentionally compassionate, etc. And you have to confront those who really believe it. But you don't confront them by arguing. You confront them by being. Or maybe you confront them with this is what I believe, with your words. Yeah, maybe that it is confrontation. At any rate.
Robert, I think you are a great advocate for the town of West.
Oh, good. Well, that's
and I
nice.
think if you're going to impact people, that's how you're going to do it. I really do.
Yeah.
You're a tremendous advocate for the town. Well,
I'm a tremendous advocate for people belonging, feeling like they're part of something, feeling like they're not the outsider, feeling like they are people who deserve to be heard and seen. And isn't that what Christ was talking about? Isn't that what all of the?
I don't care what Christ was talking about. He's dead. He's a long time dead.
Well, yes, but the words are there, and the words are here for you. I believe that you're a good person. Goodness is there, regardless of whether you. I don't know. Jay, what do you think? Jim, rather.
Yeah. I'd like to throw in just another wrinkle on this topic, and that's Aldous Huxley.
Yes.
Know him mostly from Brave New World, but
right.
He wrote a lot of interesting books. One was called The Perennial Philosophy.
Uh-huh.
And he posited that all world religions and wisdom traditions share the same truth or source, and that we're all trying to climb the same mountain with different rituals and cultural ideas and so on. I think what turned me off the Catholic Church, to get back to that topic too, was
right.
the excessive dogma and rigidity of certain rules.
Right.
Everything from forbidding birth control back in the day to some of the attitudes towards
Women, for one.
women, yeah, women and gay people and
Yeah.
so on, still kind of iffy. You can
Yeah.
admire the church's views lately on the rights of immigrants and things like that. Apparently, our Chicago Pope Leo
Yeah.
is
Oh my God.
a big fan of that. He's also a Bears fan, by the way, and I'm certainly looking forward to the renewal of the Bears Patriots rivalry of 1980 in the Super Bowl.
Let's have the final, the 90s, as opposed to the 80s.
No, well, I think the Bears Bears
You
Patriots.
can have whatever one you want.
No, thank you.
You're only going to have one.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm also eager to see if we have time to talk about what good things happened this year.
Oh,
I agree.
okay. So we've got. I think we have
Mr.
about
Moderator.
7 minutes, Pete. How do we look?
We have
there?
about 10.
Oh, we got about 10. So let's.
Well, that's plenty of time for all the good things.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
right.
that is
Oh,
plenty of time. That is plenty. Okay, so let's just wrap the discussion of Fugelsang up. I really recommend. Would you recommend this book for everyone to read, Jim? Or at least
I would.
Yeah, I
would.
would.
I think those of us who are irritated by the way in which preachers and others cherry pick the Bible to support their fallacious arguments,
Right.
Can use this as a kind of a handbook.
That's right. It's on Kindle. Would you hold the cover up so people could see it? Yeah. It's The Separation of Church and Hate. Yeah. Oh, there. Oh, there. Hold that back a little bit, Jay.
Wait a minute. Hang on.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Let me see
you
what
have to. I think you
else is going
both have
on
the
here.
same version here. Yeah, and
Yeah.
Fugelsang is on the internet as well. I think you can.
Yes.
Where do you find
There's
him?
I just Google him. I think it'll take
It
you
will
to
top
his.
you.
He's on Blue Sky and he's on. I don't know if he's on your outfit.
Substack.
Joe,
I don't know. I don't know if he's on
Yeah.
Substack. And I'll have to check.
but he's yeah, his stuff is available.
Yeah.
He
I-
also
He did
appears
he did a great interview with Al Franken a couple of weeks ago.
Wow, that'd be
That's
a
that's
combo.
available out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that's-
it's super. It's really well done.
Yeah, and maybe if you're going to follow Fugelsang, it might be interesting for you to get a sense of where he is on his journey, and very interesting character. I applaud him for writing this book, and I learned a lot. All right, so Jim, what was that topic you wanted to talk about?
I asked the question, so I have to make the answer.
Well, you could start it.
It's a little bit in keeping with what you were saying, Bob. I think
Yeah.
the one good thing that's happened in our society this last year that I can identify is that some people, at least, are coming together to resist the forces that are being imposed by the federal government. The No King's Day March was a sign that millions of people don't accept this. The crowds that assemble to try to help immigrants that are being picked off the street by masked thugs, blowing their whistles and trying to get attention to the issue, I think are brave people. And so I think that there is a building, a small, getting a lot larger coalition through Indivisible and other organizations like that. The Democrats are not my idol. At least the current leaders aren't particularly appealing to me in the Senate and in the House. But the fact that Democrats are able to win elections in Virginia and places like that with a with a hefty majority, and New Jersey was a good sign. So I think something's building, and I hope going forward into 26 that that good organizing continues.
Yeah. If I look back at the good thing, one of the good things that happened to me, or one of those moments, was strangely, very recently, I was at the winter walk that Westfield on Weekends produced, and the evangelical Russian church in our town. And it's actually not Russian because they would say that they were Ukrainian. The Ukrainian church. Their children and their adults were singing. And I was in a costume and with Snowy I wasn't Snowy, but somebody else was Snowy the snowman. And I was as the toy maker. And at any rate, I was off to the side and I was asked, they said, join us. So, when you're in costume, you have to say, okay. So both Snowy with his, and no one could see his lips moving. Snowy and I sang with the church choir. And they were all young kids, and both male and female, and their mothers and their fathers were out there. I got to say that there was this thing that said to me, these people, these folks, these wonderful kids are kind of living their lives. Two of the folks in the crowd were both my construction worker and my dear friends who own Crave Cafe and Cafe Zerno in Westfield. And they know that I'm a gay man. And they know of me. And their acceptance and their ability to sort of say, this is us. You're welcome to join us, but you don't have to. Just being. And that being, and I look at them, and these young kids filled with joy, and following a code that says, I want to be welcoming to the stranger. How strange am I, Bob Plass? That was a real sort of take or thing for me, a story that I've taken with me. And I actually said to James, I said, would you like to, on Christmas, I said, would you like to go Christmas Eve? Would you like to go to out somewhere? And I said, well, I need to go somewhere where the music is great. I would, if I was going anywhere on Christmas Eve, I would go to our Full Gospel Church, our evangelical Full Gospel Church. Because I know that I'm going to hear beautiful music, but I know that also these folks are not going to try to teach me anything, but just be who they are. And that was a message that I really took to heart. How about you, George? Any comments here about the some good thing that happened this year, either to you or the world?
As well. The great thing number one that is happening is, and it won't happen this year, but as you know, Bob, I have my second and final granddaughter will be appearing around February 1st.
Wild.
And that's Denise. So
yeah, sure. I want her to have it born on February 2nd, like my sister, Groundhog Day, so we can.
Well, I want it to be February 1st, like my father.
I got it. Yeah.
We're going to take what we get.
All right, got it. Yes, exactly.
What I want to say is that because of my Kiwanis involvement, and I get to interact on a weekly basis with like 5 different youth clubs. I've got 2 key clubs and the Builders Club at Westfield Middle School and the K Kids at Westfield River Elementary School. And as bleak as the political situation looks, when I go and I spend time with these young people, that fills me with hope. Because, and I know they're young, and I know they haven't had time to have this beat out of them yet. But if you give these kids the opportunity to do something good for another human being, they are all over it.
I love it.
And they take such great pleasure in helping and in being good people. And that's kind of what it's all about for me at this point.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah. Okay. The cynic up in the upper right-hand corner, left-hand corner, whatever it is there. Jay, you might get the last word here.
I am more than. I am very much happy to interact with my grandkids. I got 7, so we got a boatload, and they're good kids, and they fill me with hope. That's just it.
Yeah,
they
and the message as we go out on New Year's and New Year's Eve and New Year's Day and the following weeks for all of you, as you resolve where you are in the world, as you make your own resolutions, is that you have to find the joy and the hope in your life. And and I think we find it in the innocence and the love and just being of children, and maybe even animals for that. Put the dogs and the cats in the world involved with this as well. But I would say that that is the message that I think we all need to. Well, we don't need to. If you wish, you could take it. And I wish you all, my great 3 cronies here, all you old guys, and this guy George is a good mix here for the 3 of us, isn't he?
Well, listen, I'm enjoying being the kid in the room.
Yeah, there you go.
We are enjoying having you in the room.
Damn kids!
And happy birthday to Jay Bose in a couple of days.
Oh my God, that's
Whatever.
right. He is a New Year's baby.
We're in a time machine.
He will cross Interstate 80 as well as the others of it.
Keep those roads clear for the 80th cruise of the journey of Jay Bose. And also, you can follow.
I want to thank you guys because this has been a very pleasurable
afternoon.
And
me too.
View.
Oh, I love having you. And George, if people want to find you, you're on Substack as the crazy old liberal.
The old white liberal.
The old white liberal.
Yeah, the old white liberal.
Yeah, so I think Jim Nagel and Jim Nagel's wife Mary and Barbara and Jay will all begin to follow you as I do, and always interesting to talk to all 3 of you. Meanwhile, we're going to go out with Pentatonics, of course, for New Year's Eve. This is a great version of Auld Lang Syne. The old Robert Burns, am I right? Did he write this? Robert Burns?
Robert Burns, yeah.
The Scottish. Should old acquaintance be forgot? No, it shouldn't. These are old acquaintances of mine, and I love them. Happy New Year, everyone. See you soon.
You too.
Should all acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and all lang syne? Kindness yet for all. dear, for old lang syne. We'll take